Welcome everyone to Merkaba Energy Healing. So in today's pick a card reading, we are asking Spirit about your next important step. What important next step should you take? Now, before I proceed, I just want to mention a couple of things. I am sorry that I haven't been putting out as many readings as I once did. A lot of things are shifting energetically for me. I don't know if any of you guys are experiencing it, but a lot of brain fog, fatigue, and crazy restless nights with crazy dreams. Please let me know if you're experiencing this. There is just a tremendous clearing from the subconscious going on. So sometimes your dreams could be pretty nutty right about now. Okay, the other thing I want to mention is that anyone who has reached out about private readings before July 1st, that list is obsolete now. And now I have a Calendly link. I'm not making it public right now, but if you reach out to me, I will send that link to you. So please do not book a reading with my old links. I will send you my new Calendly app link, and you could book directly in that app. Okay, with all that being said, let's get into the piles. We have 3 tarot cards with 3 crystals. Pile number 1 with message 1, we have this tarot deck with the Yellow Jasper point. Pile number 2 with message number 2, we have this tarot deck with the Azurite and Malachite, or Azur Malachite, I think it might be called. So it's a mixture of those 2 stones. I should say Azurite and Malachite point. These are all points. And then message number 3 with pile number 3 is this tarot deck. I don't like naming the decks. I don't think it's important. With this Australian green opal point. So when you are ready, you may go to the description box below to find the timestamps for the readings, and I will see you over there. Thank you. Welcome, group number 1. Today we are asking Spirit, what next important step, excuse me, what next important step should you take? I have to marvel at the fact that my throat just went out there almost completely. So you chose the beautiful Yellow Jasper, very sunny, grounding, lovely stone that is very much connected with the solar plexus chakra. Okay, stabilizing your energy, knowing who you are, not just where you belong, which is the root, but who are you on a deep soul level. And it activates all of this beautiful courage and self-confidence, which are associated with the solar plexus chakra. So perhaps this will come up in the reading. Okay, just welcoming the energy of the solar plexus chakra. I am feeling my third eye becoming active. And that's pretty much active all the time for me. So the fact that I'm feeling it makes me wonder if something about your next step involves your intuition or your intuitive abilities. I'm getting a thumbs up. So sometimes if I get a thumbs up, but not like a yes, a big yes, it generally means that it's either not the entire message or it's not for everyone. I got a thumbs up on it's not for everyone. Okay, so that's not for everyone. Let me just ask, my highest and best spirit guides, guided only by the one source, what important next step should my group number 1s take? Tune me into their energy very clearly. They're showing me water, like the ocean. Swimming may be important right now for some of you. Cleansing your energy in water. Yes. They're also showing me the 4 of Swords. So you might need to rest. Okay. Some of you might So is it that they're overdoing it? They're going like this, so not so much. Why do they need this rest? They're calling it mental energy. Mental energy. So you've been in your head a lot. There's a lot of movement in the mind. Yeah. They're showing me Aquarius energy. A lot of sort of trying to push past something, right? Aquarius pushes the envelope, tries to push the boundaries, and it almost feels as though your brains are pushing the limit on something, or maybe you're trying to figure something out. Something might feel obscure or confused right now, and you're trying to use your analytical skills to figure out what you should do next or how you should handle the situation. Four of Swords. Oh, that makes sense. Swords. What a bloody hell. I have a bunch of new subscribers. Welcome all of you guys. If you don't know, some people correct me in the comments, which is fine. But sometimes I make grammatical errors, or I say the Four of Wands when the card is the Four of Swords. I know how to read tarot respectfully. And that's okay if you want to let other people know what the card really is. But I generally cannot think clearly when I'm genuinely channeling, which I do in my readings. And because my energy, again, is very wonky today, this is also Mercury retrograde energy, they're telling me, it's going to happen a lot. So I trust that you guys can figure out what I'm saying if I make those errors. But if it's a big error, I'll put it in the timestamp area. Okay, with all that being said, bring me back, please, Spirit. So Four of Swords, thank you so much. Four of Swords is about quieting the mind. I realize that. It's always a card of rest and taking some kind of respite, but it's the swords, which is communication, thought. So the energy of the mind needs to calm down. Your next important step is calming the mind. So if you have a hard time just quieting the mind, sometimes people who are very active thinkers, they have, very strong Mercury placements. Sometimes they could be exalted. So your gift might be in the way that you think. Okay, that's great. I have Sun in the third house, which is my whole practice is about communicating wisdom. But if I don't calm my mind enough, I get exhausted. So in my profession, I get exhausted pretty easily. I have to sort of guard and protect my energy. So there's something about that for you guys. Is about calming that energy. And you can't just go into meditation, or unless some of you can. They're showing it more to be mindful of where you're expending a lot of thought energy, thinking energy, or verbal energy, communication energy that is needless. They're also showing me journaling as a throughway station for so those of you who need to bloody hell, I can't speak clearly. Ground me, please, in my body. Thank you. Those of you who have difficulty calming the mind, you can try emptying the contents of your mind by just doing free associative Jesus Christ, free associative journaling. Maybe reading would also be helpful for you, but an outlet for the contents of your mind would be helpful for some of you. Thank you for your patience with me. I'm very much trying to get back to center here. Important next steps for my group number 1. So I'm hearing playfulness, which might be an offshoot of the first message, because often people who are thinking a lot and analyzing it a lot and in their head a lot, they're not actually in their lives a lot. Or if they are in their lives, they're just physically there, but not emotionally centered. So there's something about finding some joy, which is also the Yellow Jasper, right? There is something about, okay, I'll bring that up in a minute. Thank you. So there is something about, bring me back, Spirit. Oh my God. I just lost my train of thought. It's crazy. Okay. There is something about engaging in some more joy, playfulness, and being present, more present fully in your life. So they're bringing up the other name, Bumblebee Jasper. And sometimes when I work with Bumblebee Jasper or this Yellow Jasper, it reminds me of the Bindu chakra at the top of the back of the head. So it's almost as though they're telling us, when they said something about the activation of the third eye, this is sort of the back of the head, almost looking behind you. This is how they're telling me. There's this idea of finding new routes or new ways of looking at things, new ways of approaching things, because they're showing me a woodpecker, I guess, just pecking at the same spot. So an important next step might be, this is a third one they're giving us, is to almost stop knocking your head against the wall to try to solve or resolve something, but look at it from a different vantage point, approach it from a different vantage point, almost as though you have a third eye in the back of the head. Like the Bindu chakra is located at the cowlick, at the back of your head, between your third eye and your crown. So it's almost as though they're asking you to consider a new perspective. And then they're showing me the 2 and the 3 of wands there. So what you're expecting and what you're trying to get from expecting this is keeping you pigeonholed, is what they're saying. So there's an important next step about changing your vantage point that will ultimately change the way you behave in this particular situation. That's the best I can make sense of that. So thank you guys for your patience. I really feel very much out of my body right now, but I'm just gonna go with it, okay? Interesting that we have the 8 of sky or the 8 of swords here, which is, again, this feeling of being stuck, and primarily because of the way that you're thinking about something, right? So resting the mind and also using a different vantage point to shift your mind, or shifting your mind so that you can have a different vantage point. It's pretty cool that it opened up right there. Okay. What other important next step should my group number 1s take? You know what sound they're providing in my ears? Do you guys ever listen to subliminals? And sometimes you could immediately hear all the affirmations, or I don't know what they're called, affirmations, benefits, very, very quickly. And it sounds almost like a typewriter. That's what they're making me hear. I don't know if some of you have been listening to subliminals, and I don't know if that's making your brain burn out a little bit, because it almost, I feel like a fuse just blew in my brain, because somebody might be listening to subliminals to the nth degree. Just be careful about what you're listening to. Yeah. Something about that. It just feels as though somewhere in your subconscious, your mind is moving very, very quickly. Very quickly. There's something that needs to be slowed down, particularly in the mind, okay? All right, my highest and best spirit guides, guided only by the one. What other next important steps does my group number 1 need to take? Show us clearly. Interesting. So we have the 4 of earth, which is the 4 of pentacles. And then we have the 3 of, wow, okay. The 3 of sky, which are the 3 of swords. So I just heard, pull back your energy from people and situations that have been hurting you. There's this energy of stop trying so hard with people and situations that aren't worth your energy. I keep hearing conserve your energy, conserve your energy. There's an overarching theme, you guys, about conserving your energy in a lot of different ways. A lot of different ways, okay? So it's interesting that there's the 4 of pentacles. Many of you know when I see a number of a card in my head, they'll show me a different suit of it. Or a court card, they'll show me, you know, like the King of Wands, and then the King of Swords will come out. So I said the 4 of Swords, and here is the 4 of Pentacles. And that's always my indication in my channel that our guides are with us, period. So for any of those of you who are new, this happens all the time in my channel. Pull back your energy from situations that aren't deserving of your time. So where are you expending unnecessary, needless, prime energy on beliefs, thoughts, people, situations? Pause the video and consider the answer to that question, please. We don't realize how much our energy leaks just by thinking about things, worrying about things, giving to people that don't give back to us, don't appreciate us. I do think that a lot of you are givers. I'm feeling a lot of Librans here, or Libra energy here. You might have strong Libra in your chart. Just wanting to give to everyone before yourself. We're going to get some guidance for you guys, but this is a very important message here. And they're showing me how these 3 cats are on the top of this building. Okay. And I like how it says 3 of sky as opposed to 3 of swords, because it's almost like they want you to rise above the nonsense, the fray of whatever has been causing pain for you, and literally stop engaging it. Stop. Like, you see how this cat is in, it looks like almost like a pile of dirt, looks like fish bones and leaves and who knows what, and all these gnarly branches around him. And he looks all sorts of grumpy, this cat. He's not happy. Okay, so it's like they're saying, come up out of this abyss, whatever this energy is. It's not really dark. It's more dank and dirty and beneath you. Rise above it, right? Get above, ahead of this energy that's, whatever this energy is that is bringing you down, that's pulling you down. It's almost like they want you to zoom out, because something has been keeping you, like making you feel really tight. Okay. So if you don't know what action to take, I'm not here to tell you to just leave somebody or a situation, but they are saying zoom out and look at the situation and ask, am I really getting everything I need from this situation? Am I really getting back what I'm giving? And of course, we don't always get 50-50, and that's not necessarily what we should expect. But maybe what we should be getting back is respect, acknowledgement, gratitude, warmth at the very least. This happened to me the other day when I was helping somebody in my building with something, and I just got back nothing. And I was like, why am I helping this person? They didn't even ask for it. That's on me. You know, I tend to give where people don't ask, and it's on me that I expended that energy. It's not their fault. I have no hard feelings that they didn't give me any warmth or gratitude. They didn't ask. So sometimes where you put your energy is not always desired. So look out for where you need to pull back your energy a little bit. And that might reduce the feeling of being hurt or slighted or rejected in some way. Okay? What other messages do you have for my group number 1s about the important next steps they should take? Important next steps they should take? Show me the cards clearly. I don't want to guess. My highest and best spirit guides, what important next steps does my group number 1s need to take? Okay. The priestess. Interesting, right? Because when we were channeling the messages at the beginning, they highlighted the third eye, followed very closely by the Bindu chakra. So you're opening up to some kind of higher understanding about things. And that's literally antithetical to the Four of Pentacles. Maybe not directly antithetical, but maybe at a diagonal antithetical to it. And this is the beautiful crown chakra all around the priestess here. And so what about the priestess? What specify the next important step, please? Show me the card very clearly. I don't want to guess. Thank you. Oh, we have the sea tom. Okay. So the sea tom and the priestess. This is very interesting because I saw this at the beginning, especially with the Three of Swords here. The sea tom, which is the Knight of Cups, and the priestess. There might be a situation with a person, because the Knight of Cups is is often a lover, a boyfriend, girlfriend, partner that maybe you have been seeing as of recent. And I don't know if you could hear, but I'm starting to clear as I deliver this message. So there is absolutely something about clearing from, give me the verbiage here, please, Spirit. A partnership that isn't working, very simply. A partnership that isn't working. The priestess is also about zooming out and listening to your intuition. Not being so close to the thing, but pulling back a little bit, because sometimes our emotions can muddy the picture. So we've got this adorable orange cat here, which are very charismatic. And there's kind of like this flirtatious energy with this little cat here. And he definitely likes you and definitely wants to play. But with the priestess here, it tells me, look a little deeper. Are you getting everything that you need from this sea tom? Interesting that they talked about the water at the beginning and how you need to cleanse a little bit in the water. Interesting that the water is in the sea tom card or the Knight of Cups. There might be something that you need to cleanse within this relationship or within this partnership. And the fact that we have the Three of Swords here, right? The card of heartbreak, of possibly somebody rejecting you or causing you some kind of pain in the heart space. It's interesting that we have the priestess and the sea tom here telling us possibly that you need to look a little closer and be a little bit more discerning when it comes to certain very loving relationships in your life, or ones that appear to be anyway. Because the way I'm reading this right now is that this Knight of Cups is in reverse. I've been thinking about possibly doing more reversals instead of using my mental energy to see it, because I'll read based on the couples of the cards and what my guides show me, but it actually requires a lot of energy from me. So I don't know. Tell me you guys if you're interested in reading my reading reversals. The way that I'm seeing is that your next important step would be to take a second look at what you consider to be your loving relationships. And with the Three of Swords here and the Knight of Cups, this might be a lover. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Do you feel and experience respect? Or do you feel respected? Do you feel seen? Do you feel understood in this relationship? Because the High Priestess kind of tells me that you want to be understood, but maybe you're not. Not in the way that you really deserve, not in the way that you really want. I hope that makes sense. Let's get one more message here. Interesting that they're kind of similar energies. Okay, my highest and best spirit guides. Do you have any other messages for my group member 1? What next important steps should they take? Okay. So I just heard this is peeking out. So this might not make full sense yet. So here we have the Six of Swords. Look at that. I mean, there's like a big tussle here. Look at these cats killing each other. And this cat's like, I'm out. Peace out. Yeah, there's definitely a message here about leaving something behind. Tell us about what they're leaving behind, or tell us more about the Six of Sky. Yeah, okay. Consequences. Jesus, you guys, what is this? So consequences is the Judgment card. So, okay. What they're immediately showing me is that you don't need to be the judge and jury of this situation. You don't need to worry about letting this person know, or this situation, whatever it might be. Sometimes we feel we need to tell off somebody and try to make them see how they've done us dirty. But often those people who do us that dirty, that we need to leave that person, they can't even come close to understanding what they've actually done. You ever had that experience where you're trying to get somebody to see your view and it's just crickets, or it's like you're knocking on concrete? Nothing. So what my guides are showing me is the judgment is coming to them. I'm not trying to be harsh here. It's not like, God forbid, something terrible is going to happen. Well, I don't know, maybe, depending on the situation, but that's not what I'm predicting here, as it were. What I'm being shown is that it would be better for you to leave the situation alone and not to get too embroiled in the punishment, the revenge. Okay, some of you are looping in your mind at night because you're thinking about how somebody did something wrong to you and how are you either going to get them back, meaning revenge, or how are you literally going to get them back into your good graces. And so there's a next important step to reevaluate whether this is even important, whether this is even viable, I'm hearing. Meaning, will the outcome actually land? You might be, again, expending needless energy on something that doesn't require your energy and also wouldn't use your energy wisely, if that makes sense. Okay, you guys, that is the end of your reading today. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments down below if any of this resonated. Give the video a thumbs up if you can. Subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you in the next one. Much love and many blessings. Welcome, group number 2. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are asking Spirit, what important next step should you take? Okay, so you chose this amazing azurite and malachite stone. This is actually a very complex stone. And it, of course, combines the two stones, azurite and malachite. So the first thing I'm getting with this stone, you guys, is that one next important step that you should at least consider is some kind of collaboration. They're showing me the 3 of Pentacles, working with others in some new way. I don't know if you're loners, entrepreneurs, you generally work on your own. There's something about combining your gifts, combining your efforts, and making something new. So azurite is the stone of the third eye. Azurite and malachite are prominent Egyptians, like stones that were used in ancient Egypt. Azurite is often used to color the third eye of Horus, and malachite is often associated with the goddess Hathor, which is the goddess of beauty, love, fertility. So these things might be important in your next step. So there is something about possibly in combining your efforts, whatever it is that you're doing, collaborating with someone else. They're showing it's almost as though an ancient gift will unlock in coming together. Oh my God, I just got a big yes on that. It's almost like they're showing it to me. If I was doing a reading on somebody and a friend of mine was doing a healing during the reading, the two coming together would unlock this ancient gift. It's very interesting how they're showing it to me. They're showing it to me almost like not a trap door. What are those called? Those, in those haunted mansions, you pull, I don't know, a lever, or you move something on the desk and this trap door opens to a cellar and there's a stairway that goes somewhere cool and interesting. That's what they're showing it to me. It's like something hidden would unlock when you bridge your gifts, when you connect them in some way. It's very fascinating, actually. So I don't know, some of you might be healers. Malachite is a very, very healing stone, a very powerful healing stone. So maybe they're showing me somebody who's a medical intuitive, and then a friend of theirs reads auras. And in reading the aura, the medical intuitive can better get a sense of what needs attending to. It's like this, okay? Collaboration, next important step, number 1, okay? Joining efforts with other people. Oh, this is upside down. And look at that, we have the 3 of Cups. So I always say, when my guides show a card to me, they'll show a different suit. That happened in group number 1. It happens in almost all my readings. So we have the 3 of Cups. Some kind of celebration, but again, coming together with friends. There's some kind of coming together with this group. Getting together with friends. celebrating something, or you will have something to celebrate soon. And your next important step is to go to that event. If you're invited somewhere, go. You're going to meet important people. You might even meet that person with whom you will collaborate in some time in the near future. That was actually pretty freaking cool. That just opened to that. Okay. Very out of my body today, you guys. I know I say that pretty frequently, I guess, but I don't know what the hell I've been going through in the last 6 months or something. It's been bananas. So if I mistake words or naming cards, the messages still hold, okay? Because I read more from my intuition than I read the cards. My highest and best spirit guides, guided only by the one. What other next important steps should my group twos make? Important next steps should they take? They're saying there is something about your health. They're showing me asthma. They're showing me the lungs. I don't know if any of you have been having difficulty breathing or have been having really bad allergies, asthma. They keep just showing me the lungs. If you have any discomfort in the lungs, I'm imploring you to please go to the doctor. Take it or leave it. I'm not a medical doctor. That's just what I'm being shown. Okay. 2. Bloody hell. We have 8 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. Let me just sit with this for a second, you guys. Next important step. There's a lot of, this is very weird, you guys, because some of the same messages are coming in from group number 1, which we talked all about being stuck in the mind and having a lot of monkey mind. And Azurite and Malachite is all about freshening your perspective, taking a new perspective on things. And that was one of the things that came up in group number 1. And I'm getting that here again, where the way you're thinking about your life is causing some kind of restriction. I actually just felt that in my neck, almost like I heard a crick in my neck. Or like rigidity. Do you guys ever feel that? A crick in your neck? That's what we used to call it back in the day. A stiff neck. Even the way that she's holding herself and this weird position that this guy is in. There's something about the neck. Some kind of tightness in the neck that I'm feeling. There's some kind of constriction that you guys might have been experiencing. I'm also hearing the word paranoia and jealousy. So I don't know if there are feelings that you've been experiencing lately that feel a little bit strange for you to be feeling or you don't want to be feeling. But the next important step is to sort of take a pause and consider what might be activating these challenging emotions that then breed challenging thoughts. Do you feel like somebody is out to shoulder? Both of these individuals are looking over their shoulder. Are you feeling almost like if you let yourself be seen or you come out in public that something might be stolen from you? So it's a very confused kind of energy, but also a little dark. And you don't have to claim it or anything, but this feels a little bit like some of your shadow is coming up to be acknowledged so that it could be released. But in the interim, it could be very uncomfortable to have this purge of these thoughts or these emotions. I don't know if you've had people steal your work or feeling like you do have to look over your shoulder because somebody is, I don't know, doing something or saying something about you. Because it's interesting that the starting message was about collaboration. And then we have these 2 people who could barely get out of their own heads. So there is something about trusting, letting these, this bound up energy go. And kind of, I'm hearing, let the chips fall where they may. So if you share your good ideas or, I don't know, I feel like this might be something at work where you're worried that somebody's going to steal your work or, I don't know. I just have this sense from these 2 cards, the 8 of Swords and the 7 of Swords, that you're very frightful of other people. and how they may view you, how they may receive you, or what they might take from you. But the Eight of Swords does tell me that this possibly either isn't the case or it's not as bad as you think it is. And that it might strengthen you to work with others as opposed to trying to do everything on your own. I feel this very exhausted energy from the Seven of Swords, as though you've been trying very hard to manage on your own, and you may just need help. This may not be true collaboration in the work sense. This might just be calling somebody and asking for help because you might be managing too much on your own. I didn't do this in the previous reading, but let me get a guidance card for this situation. What is it that they should do in this? Because you're showing me this situation. I'm not getting a clear sense of what they should do. How do they get out of this energy? Whoa. Okay. That's a little bit crazy. So there's definitely a destabilizing energy. And here we have, again, another 3, this time a 3 of Wands. So the number 3 might be important. Show me one card, please. What's the guidance here? Thank you. Jesus Christ, 10 of Swords. They're almost saying that if you continue, looking over your shoulder and being in this constricted energy, it may not turn out very well. I'm not trying to impart impending doom. It's more of this sense of your mind right now is kind of working against you. And they don't want you to get to the point where you feel so overwhelmed and so spent by guarding yourself or guarding your energy. Because sometimes when we protect too much, we invite some of those energies that we don't want, because when we protect too much, we're in essence in a state of fear. So there's something about your next important step being releasing binding thoughts and ideas, beliefs that just aren't serving you. If you were to pause this video and take out a piece of paper and say, my top 3 thoughts right now are about the situation that feels constricted, and what is an alternative way that I can think about this situation? So for example, if you feel like people are out to get you, and that's a thought that you have, people are going to take my work if I come out, right? You could write an alternative statement. While I can't control what other people do or say, I can very much control my own energy. I very much can control what I put out there. Or no one could replicate my energy, even if they copy my work. So on and so forth. Let me just get another guidance card here, because this is not the outcome I want. So show me the guidance. What is their next step? Show me very clearly in this difficult situation that they're finding themselves in. Okay? 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups to me is always about innocence, the return to innocence, and fear, trepidation, paranoia, feeling bound and constricted are not natural states of being for children or for high vibratory energies to experience. It's just not in that field. Okay. So a way to sort of clear yourself of this energy or release yourself from this energy might literally be to spend time with children, literally, but it might also be doing something that feels generous or of service in some way, or helping somebody out, or doing something again with someone else. There is a repeated message in this next step energy of working with others, right? After these 3 cards of singular people, we have the first card in the next step energy. We have a card of 2 people. Okay. Now, what they're highlighting, very unusual, is this dark figure in the back who's kind of looking back before he goes into the door. So there's something about you leaving behind this energy of looking over your shoulder and being afraid that you're going to be backstabbed in some way. And instead of trying to figure out how to deal with this particular situation, they're almost asking you to pivot and go where there is color. It's not about starting something new. It's where is there something already growing, where there's already joy, where there's already a positive connection. Go in that direction. Imbibe more in the genuine relationships that you have that are fulfilling, because it's almost as though you're forgetting them because of the energy that you're in right now. which feels very intense to me, you guys. I'm sorry if you guys are going through this, and my apologies to those who are not going through this. Don't be frightened. If it's not for you, it's not for you. So the important next step is to be mindful of the way that you're thinking about your life and to ask how you might be able to slightly neutralize, make positive or neutralize some of those thoughts. And then the next important step may be to redirect your energy to those relationships or those connections that feel pure of heart, where there's already, I know I keep using the word always, there's already grass growing beneath your feet. So you're not starting from scratch. Where are there relationships in your life where you feel happy, joyful, that you can trust? Because there's some kind of lack of trust in your current situation. So go to those relationships. Let's get a fresh message here. Can we clear this energy, Spirit? My God, that's like intense. But again, there's a very clear message of connecting with others. The Azurite and Malachite. Okay, sorry if the cards are a little crooked. My highest and best spirit guides. What else do you want my group number 2s to know? Important next steps. What else do you want them to know? Important next steps. Show me very clearly. They're showing me exercise. King of Wands. That's really about being in your power and doing what you really desire. What do you really desire? Okay. It might also be someone in your life that maybe, well, let's see what the second card says. What do you want them to know about the King of Wands? Yes? Okay. The High Priestess. This is literally the same message that came out in group number 1. I don't always read the King of Wands as a narcissist. I think it's crazy if anyone reads any card the same way over and over. But they were starting to tell me that there might be a person in your life that you might be leery of, and you might be leery of for good reason. And there's just a recurring message here about your relationships. So a similar message came out in group number 1, literally with the High Priestess as well. You might need to use your intuition about a specific person in your life who may not deserve your energy and time. There's definitely a reevaluation of relationships in this reading. And that your next step should be about reevaluating the people who you think matter, maybe the people who you know shouldn't matter, but maybe you're putting in way too much effort into those relationships because that person or people do not deserve you. With Azurite being the stone of the third eye, and Malachite being the stone of the heart chakra, there's a combination of these chakras, of the efforts of these chakras that are supposed to guide you in your next step, in your next steps. Are you using your heart and your inner knowing to guide you in what relationships you should be engaging with, what situations you find yourself in, even what career paths you're choosing? But this feels very much like a person that needs to be evaluated again, where you need your higher mind, your higher knowing to consider whether this person is right for you. And it doesn't have to be a lover. It can be a friend. It can be a boss. It can be even renting from a specific landlord, they're showing me. It's the way that this guy is sitting on his throne here. It feels almost like a relationship where you feel like the subordinate in some way. It doesn't have to be literal. It can be a tenant in a rental. And the landlord, the word lord is there, or king, the landlord is overseeing you. This feels as though this somebody is wearing a crown, but it's false. It's a false image, let's say. And you need to look a little deeper to ensure that this person is really who they say they are. This reading is a little dark. I may have to put a trigger warning or something like that so people don't yell at me in the comments. Listen, if it's not for you, please don't say something negative in the comments. Just pick another group or move on. It's okay. It may not be for you. Interesting that we have the Lovers on the bottom of the deck here, which is often the overarching theme or energy of the reading. Instead of doing this, let me just cover this girl up. There is something about you guys coming in back into your heart space and really understanding what you deserve in all sorts of connections. The Six of Cups was the outcome of this nonsense energy. And then we have the Lovers, as sort of the overall energy of both of these next steps that you need to take. So how do you return to this original sense of unconditional love, which again is Six of Cups, this innocent energy, for some nostalgic energy? What do you recall as being authentic, innocent love? When was the last time you experienced that? In your next important step, there is a huge reevaluation of all of your relationships and the decisions that you make therein. Do they come from the heart, or do they come from some kind of constraint or constriction? Do you do things because you think you have to in order to maintain this connection? If that's the case, then discernment is really needed. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Okay, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know if this resonated for you. Let me know if this helped you. I'd really like to know. It would help me understand who this reading was for. But if nothing else, you guys, I send you so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care. Welcome, group number 3. Today we are asking Spirit, what important next step should you take? You chose tarot deck number 3 with this amazing green opal from Australia. Welcome to your reading. I'm sorry, I'm starting to clear already. They're just showing me, a lot of this greenery, right? Nature, return to nature. An important next step for you guys is getting out in nature, period. That might seem obvious to some, but that's what they're showing it to me. Trees, grass, hugging trees. I'm hearing the word Wi-Fi. I don't know if you guys have been on your phones a lot, TVs, computers, EMF they're telling me. So you might have just been inundated with these energies, electromagnetic frequencies that get poured out through our electronic devices. That's so funny. My cat Pixie just yawned when I yawned. She's so energetically sensitive. And the moment I said that, I heard my guide say, they are. Group number 3 is group number 3 is that grammatically correct? Energetically sensitive. Thank you, Pixie. That was very helpful. She's my galactic girl, this one. Right, sweetie? You guys, you got to get back to nature because it feels like your brain is fried. And you're not even, it's not about something that you're doing. It's passive. I just heard passive income, but in the sense of what is coming in is EMF. Okay. This electronic energy that is crazy intense. I feel like some of you need to put your phones down because I'm starting to feel tingling in my hands, which I started feeling a few years ago as an indication that I was getting overloaded with EMF. And the moment I'd feel that, it's like I had to put my phone down because it almost felt as if it would implode in my hands. And I would go out and I'd put my hands on a very thick old tree. And I would just feel the tree take all of that positive ionic energy out of my body and help me restore negative ionic energy, which is the good kind. Or just take a lot of that EMF from my body, and I would feel such a state of restoration, of vitality and health and wellness. And I just thank all those trees that helped me over the years in grounding and clearing my energy. So there's a very important message here about cleansing EMF. That if you're on your phones a lot or on electronics a lot, please cleanse your energy, okay? Starting to feel it in my head a little bit too, getting a little bit of a headache with you guys. Interesting. Also very hot for some reason. I mean, I'm in a hot state, but I just suddenly started to feel hot. And as I just said that, I don't know if you just heard my HVAC just jumped on. It's like my air conditioning just said, we hear you. We're coming to work. There's something, I don't know, there's something etheric with you guys where, I don't know if it's telepathy, because I just had telepathy with my cat, which I have all the time, but I just had telepathy with my HVAC system. You could call it a fluke, that's fine. but I have communicated with electronics before. So there's something about that the more you cleanse and clear this heavier technological energy, you're going to be able to sense and sense, clairsentience. There's a lot of clairsentience with this group. So clear seeing through the body, where you sense in your body what your body needs or what other people need through your body. And then also, it's kind of like claircognizance, but it's a combination of telepathy and claircognizance. So you're going to know things without thinking, but what you're going to know is going to be given to you from a person or a plant or an animal, from nature, something like this. So you're going to have a combination of that clear knowing with the thought being dropped in. So it's like, I just know that I need to go put my hands on that tree, but it's also that tree telling me, hey, Dr. K, you should come over here and give me a hug because I can help you. Does that make sense? That's what they're giving me. Yeah. They're also just saying, like, they're having me smell like freshly cut grass, or it just smells like greener, like nature. Yeah. So some of you might have clairalience being activated or clairolfaction activated now, where you're going to smell things that aren't there. There's something about your senses, your psychic abilities being activated in very unique and interesting ways, but highly through nature, and how nature cleanses your energy and restores these capabilities. Okay. So they're making me smell that. So they're showing me that you guys might be indoors too much. Your indoors might be like, the energy might be stale. The air might be stale. So you might need to either crack a window, or if it's too hot or too cold, you might want to bring some plants indoors. Yeah, that's very good. The moment I see plants in your space, I feel like I can breathe better. I don't know if some of you are dealing with pollution, maybe from a neighbor or from the street. Oh, they're also saying geomagnetic stress. So I don't know if some of you are living somewhere where there's a lot of movement, a lot of noise, or just a lot of pollution. So this is affecting you guys. I don't know if you're living near cell towers or data centers, something like this, but there's a big emphasis on your next step being about clearing this electromagnetic frequency through nature, plants, grounding of some sort. Maybe, I'll take out my little shungite pyramids here for you guys in case you need it. Okay. They're always sitting on my table because I also use my computer here. So you might need to grab some Corellian shungite, or if you can afford it, the elite shungite. And you should always test it. The way I test it is this is an emitter of energy. So authentic shungite will work like a battery. So what I did when I bought these is, I bought it from what was considered an authentic shop, but I took out one of the batteries in a flashlight. I have one that's activated by the sun, activated by solar energy, but I had another one that had two batteries, and I took one of the batteries out and I put the shungite against the other battery, and my flashlight went on. Okay, and that's how you know it's real shungite. It's pretty freaking cool. People think crystals are just for show. No, they hold amazing frequencies that none of us really, I think, understand until we restore some of our gifts from ancient epochs. But that's for another reading. I actually have that on my list. All right. So what else, my highest and best spirit guides? What other next important steps does my group number 3s need to take? They're also telling me water, filtered water. Something about your bodies, you guys. You have to take better care of your bodies. I'm also hearing HSP, or highly sensitive people. Here in solidarity with you guys, my highly sensitive people. Everyone thinks they're highly sensitive, but until you really meet someone who's highly sensitive, you don't even know. So you real highly sensitive people out there, where the world feels like a very challenging place and every outstanding noise makes your hair stand up, I'm here with you in solidarity. So there's a lot of high HSPs here, let's say, highly sensitive people here. So something about guarding, protecting, and cleansing and clearing your energy daily. Okay? Something very important about that. What else do you want my group number 3s to know? Ooh, 6 of Wands. I love that. What else? Okay, that's too many. What else? Did I just say what you need to know? Okay, I asked the wrong question. If it comes out again, I'll trust it. What important next step does my group number 3s need to take? Show us clearly. What important next step does my group number 3s need to take? Thank you. That's interesting. The 9 of Pentacles, that flipped over before. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, I hear you. Just give me some clarity here. Along with the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, I keep hearing the restoration of your own energy. So it's like they're saying you got to get out in nature or connect with animals, be out on your own to get a very clear distinction between your energy and other people's energy. Because the way EMF is clouding you, also other people's energy is clouding you right now. And whatever it is that you guys are trying to cultivate in your life right now, it's being slightly muddied by these external energies. That's an overarching theme for this group. Okay? Yeah. So there's something about, even with the head covering here, this is very interesting. You see she's wearing a head covering? I learned this a long time ago. So I started losing my hair. I know it's a weird thing to say, but my hair started falling out at the end of high school. And I ended up finding that I have this benign brain tumor, okay, that I have to be on medication for the rest of my life. I found out energetically why I have this tumor. It's right near my pineal gland. It's kind of like an energetic block of my third eye. I actually found out that it was protecting my gifts. Neither here nor there. But I learned that my crown chakra was blown open from the day that I was born. And that's kind of what makes me so psychic. And that when your hair is loose, you're kind of letting the energy from the crown chakra sort of move out through your hair. So what I was shown a long time ago is that it would benefit me to pull my hair up or to cover my hair, like to wear a baseball cap, which in all honesty, I don't do. I actually bought a few baseball caps and I never wear them. I always forget. This is probably a good reminder for me to do that. There's something about guarding your gifts. I keep getting that in a few different ways. So wearing a head covering, pulling your hair back, something like this, but you're not doing it out of fear. You're doing it out of sovereignty. The 9 of Pentacles is sovereignty, strength, your power, okay, your giftedness. So there's something very important, like straight up with this card, about you guys taking a few different steps to guard and protect your energy and your gifts. Okay? Sorry, I saw one of my cats hissing at my other cat, which she doesn't normally do. And again, it's Pixie. It's the one who's kind of like the ascended cat, or the one that sort of would be considered the crown chakra or the third eye. There's something about being mindful of how you feel around certain people's energy, okay? And because a lot of it for you guys, it's not overt, but it's sometimes like you'll go to a dinner party or you'll go out with some people and you'll come home and you'll feel spent. And not because you drank a lot or talked a lot or danced a lot. It's because someone's energy was overwhelming to you. And they don't have to be a bad person or mean or somebody that you have to be fearful of. It's just simply that your aura is so large, they're showing me, and your energy, the outskirts of your field, touches other people and just naturally draws it in. Because you guys are natural healers, clearly. Anyone who is shown over and over and over the energy of grounding and connecting with nature is because you're likely very much connected to the cosmos. And you really need to learn how to ground some of that 5D energy and diffuse some of that natural empathic ability that you have. Transmute some of that energy where you just naturally absorb other people's energy. So it's about being on your own, but they're not showing me the Four of Swords or the Hermit card. They're showing the Nine of Pentacles, although they're saying that might show up in this reading. There's something just about you being on your own a little bit. But it's not about introspection. It's not about resting. It's simply about getting clear about your energy versus everything else and everyone else. Okay? That card stands alone, they're telling me. So let's see what else they want you to know. Not what you need to know. Next steps for my group number 3s. We have the Four of Pentacles. That came out in group number 1. Not like it matters to you guys, but okay. I don't know why we tarot readers say that. It doesn't really matter, right? Four of Pentacles. Sometimes I like to say it because I think my community is so connected, you know. There's 2 little skunks here and a little bluebird here. Wow. This is very weird, actually. This king, or this, yeah, I guess it's a king, but it's the Four of Pentacles. I'm not even reading the Four of Pentacles right now. They're showing me that this guy is made of stone. And I don't know if you see these vines, these trees and these branches are reaching out to him. There's a bluebird here, which is a signifier of happiness and joy. And skunks sometimes are protective animals because they spray this nasty spray to like get intruders away. And I feel like they're protecting him. And this bird is protecting him. And I'm hearing like whispering messages in his ears. So there's something about sometimes what happens to you guys when you get overwhelmed by the world is you become stony-like. It's almost like you become rigid. And all of this grass and this greenery is reaching out to you to let you know, hey, we want to help you. We want to help you modulate and balance some of this energy, this weight that's coming at you. So again, it feels almost as if nature itself, herself, is reaching out to you and saying, we could help with this. Very unusual interpretation of this card. And that in general, nature and animal spirits are your protectors right now, that you don't have to do this alone. But, you know, the Four of Pentacles generally is this energy of constriction, holding cards close to your chest. And sometimes, at least in the scope of this particular reading, you guys might feel the need to do that because the outside world feels very overbearing and overwhelming. And we have another clear message, even with the way his foot is poised on this pentacle, this idea of grounding and how nature and nature spirits and animal spirits are your guardians right now. Okay, it's a similar message, but it stands on its own. Can we get another message here about next steps to take? Like they're saying almost, you don't have to go inward or hide or pull your energy. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. I missed the message. Sorry. Okay. Being reprimanded here. Just slow your roll. Okay. Just give me a break. So my guides are like me. They're very forthright. So sometimes I get a taste of my own medicine. Okay. So they're telling me not to move on because there's something else that they want to deliver here. They're saying sometimes in response to the chaos of the world, or energies that you feel clairsentiently, you naturally pull in response to it. Yeah? What they want you to understand is what's important is that you ground and secure your energy before engaging. Like, so that this becomes a ritual every Sunday morning, let's say, or every other day or every morning, depending on what you're capable of doing, to ground and cleanse your auric field. So that you're not responding to the onslaught, right? To this heavy energy coming inward. You're just in your bubble and you could go about your day. And basically what will happen is whatever energies that are around you, they'll just sort of bounce off of your very protected aura, your aura that is pristine and impervious to those energies. Does that make sense? So I'll do this with all of my readings. And sometimes you'll see if I get sloppy, I'll get some negative comments. But most of the time I don't get those comments. I shield and protect every reading. And I make the reading impervious to negative energies, negative entities, negative people who are not meaning, not kind-hearted, and so forth. There's something about proactivity, that your next step should involve proactivity, where you're not just responding to things that are bothering you, but you actually go out in the world feeling very strong, very empowered, rather than on the defense. Because they're showing me the Four of Pentacles as defensive energy, while the Nine of Pentacles is sovereign energy. There's nothing to defend against. It's not wearing armor in anticipation of a fight. That's not what they're saying. They're saying just be fully in your power and grounded in your energetic field and seal that energetic field and then go about your day, knowing that whatever happens, people's energies can't affect you. Even setting that intention would be helpful. Like you can say your first name and your last name. So and then state your name, John Smith, energy, and only my energy. I say this all day long, my energy and only my energy. So I'm not rebuking or sending energy away, which I do sometimes, but most of the time I just claim that my energy is only my energy and I state my first and last name. Okay? What else? What other next steps should my group number 3s take? I think this might be more practical. Next step, justice. Did they use the word balance earlier? I'm not trying to make something fit, but I think that they did. Trying to come into some kind of more balance. Interesting that in these little baskets are fruits, vegetables, grass, not grass, like flowers and bloom. There is something about you guys connecting very much with Earth right now. And what she has on offer for you, like feeding your bodies well and getting into balance physically. They did mention something about physical health with the not with the malachite. That was the previous reading with the green opal here. But it might have been in the previous reading. So in case I didn't mention in this reading, the next important step is for you guys to pay very close attention to your health, which ties into the EMF, which ties into your energetic sanctity and the sacredness and sanctity of your energetic fields. Okay. So, and clairsentience. There's something about the body, emotionally, physically, energetically, that is very important for this group. So coming into balance physically. I'm hearing the word intuitive eating. So it's going to be important for you guys to sit down and really pay attention to how your body responds to the foods that you're taking in. Sometimes you'll grab a food and your stomach will constrict. It's almost like it's saying, please don't put that in me. Sometimes you'll feel a little bit of a headache. I almost feel as though this group's clairsentience is going to blow wide open in the coming months. Okay, 2 to 3 months, I'm hearing. Okay. And your body's going to give you a lot more information than you ever thought possible. I mean, that's something that I'm getting very, very clearly here. Is there anything else that you want to tell this group? Bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Pentacles, okay? So there is some kind of, because we're talking about the body and the Ace is about the start of something new, I do think that the way that you guys are going to engage your bodies and your clairsentient abilities is going to skyrocket. How you're going to do it, it's going to be brand new. So your next important step is going to be about taking stock and being aware of how energies are affecting your field in general. And then the subsequent next important step is how do you respond to that? Whether it be getting some shungite, geometric jewelry, getting your hands on a big fat tree, eating cleanly, getting a reverse osmosis filter to get the best possible water, cleansing your auric field and closing up all of the holes and tears in your auric field before you head out on your day, and really asserting your sovereignty, your freedom, and your strength. Any variations of these seems to be vitally important for this next very big chapter of your life. that's going to show up tangibly if you do take these next important steps. All right, you guys, that's where I'm going to end the reading because I'm getting almost like a little bit dizzy as I tune into your energy. So I feel like I need to go ground. Thank you guys so much for staying for this reading. If you enjoyed the reading, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Sending you guys so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care.